Okay, Eli again, and after the creation, after the creating face, contour, and drilling process, and let me create my roughing process here. Actually, it's quite important. We can use the roughing process and for all the parts, or actually, it's also possible to create some and pocket operation for that area. Okay, I'm gonna create some pocket operation and only this face for this face. Okay, so that's why I'm gonna turn to the 2D and 10 millimeter Z position, and then we can turn to the wireframe and curve on an edge options here, and then let me start with and selecting this one and this one. After that, actually, and maybe we should start from here, here, and here, and here, and let me select this one, this one, this one, and this one, and this one. Let me focus on the that part. Okay, so and then I'm gonna hit the OK button. Okay, when I am check out on the top view, we're gonna see that kind of perspective here. Actually, it's also possible to, okay, let me and the cancel it. Okay, I don't like that stuff. Okay, I'm gonna turn to wireframe and the chain options and then select all of them and delete this stuff. Okay, at that point, actually, I'm gonna focus on and this area. So this is the curve on the edge options. Okay, I'm gonna start from this one and this one. As you can see here, it is actually created automatically. And so this one is okay. I just need to click this one. This one and this one. So you need to be careful about while you are selecting and then this kind of actually edges. So you can focus and you can rotate, and you need to be careful about your and selecting section. Okay, like this one, and this one. Yeah, of course, that's not so important, but I am focused here. This one is created. Don't forget to select this one and this one. Yeah, there's some problem here, as you can see, but anyway, I can create extra line here. Okay, and let me create this one. And focusing here. can select this one and this one, this one, and this one, and okay. To be able to check and that area, we can turn to the chain options and then select this one. And then we're gonna see that, and there is some error here. So I just need to create some extra line here. Okay. And let me turn to the chain options and hit here, and then you can see that there is maybe another problem here. When I am focused, you're gonna see there's some problem for this gap actually. Okay, I'm gonna hit here. Maybe we can see that it's, yeah, there is some problem here. I just need to delete this one and create new line here. So you know that this is actually and roughing process, that's why, and I am not curious about and organizing and adding to some new line. Yeah, there is no any automatic process to close all that line. Yeah, it's selected. Let me hit this one. Yeah, of course, this is another problem. Let me focus on this one. Yeah, I think that's okay. And let me turn to here and select it. Yeah, that's created automatically. Okay, perfect. Okay, I can select and my boundary and use the right mouse button, and then we can turn to here. Yeah, we can check out that stuff here. Yeah, that's perfect. We can easily create some roughing process actually for this area. Okay, I just need to create 2D and actually toolpath. Okay, so to be able to create and better surface actually, I just need to use the parallel line and 10 millimeter here and 10 millimeter here. After that, I can delete this one and this one. After that, we can use the modify length and add the 5 millimeter for here, 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 and here. After that, we can use the line and points here and here. Okay, when I am turned to the top view, you're gonna see that's kind of approach. I almost forgot that this is not 5 millimeter now, so it can be 10 millimeter. So I can delete it, and we just need to add extra 5 millimeter here and here. Yes, and then we can use this one. Okay, everything seems fine. I can turn to actually single to chain, and oops, sorry, select this one, and then we can also change our color. It's like this. Anyway, it's okay. Let me turn back to actually mill toolpath and pocket operation. And then we can select this chain and this chain, and then hit the OK button. Okay, so let me select my tool. My tool can be ball nose, like, and 20 millimeter with actually and radius 3. Okay, this is gonna be my cutting speed and my feed rate. We can turn to the linking parameters. It can be 5 and 1 and the 0. When I am turned to depth, that's, oops, sorry, obsolete, and that's gonna be my depth position. Okay, so this is the exactly the and final position actually. So we can turn to here as a cut parameters. It can be 0 at that point. Maybe we should also and left some and stock to leave on the floors here. Okay, and then we can turn to the conventional machining, and this is the standard pocket. When we turn to the roughing process, we can turn to the parallel to and spiral and the machining. We can also change the step over percentage of my, and this is coming from our tool diameter, as you remember, and that's gonna make 8 millimeters. We can also unselect this part, then after that we can create outside to inside. So this is the entry motion. When I am turned to entry motion, it can be ramp actually. And then when we turn to the finishing process, we don't want to see any finishing process here. And then we can turn to the cuts and the depth cut activated, and then we can create as a and 1 millimeter. So after that we can hit that button, and then we're gonna see, and that's kind of roughing process. You can see that this is my ramp entering process. So this is gonna be starting from the outside of my boundary. So that's why that is cool. So anyway, yeah. It's, yeah, as you can see here, it's created, and that's kind of roughing process actually. That is the good toolpath. So maybe you should also turn to the roughing process, and here maybe you should also change your stuff constant overload spiral. That's also another and good perspective to create your toolpath, but you can see the sharp toolpath here. If you don't want to see that kind of stuff, and you can turn to actually parallel spiral clean corner options. This is the, and I think for that kind of stuff, this is the good for actually our progress. Okay, so what can I say about here? Yeah, I think that's enough for and our pocketing process. So if you intend to create your finishing process for this part actually, you know that we left and 0.15 millimeters for and the roughing actually. So we just copy that toolpath and oops, sorry, and paste it here. And then we can turn to the parameters and the tool parameters, and then we just need to turn to that tool. It's a finish toolpath, and the linking parameters is the same. When I am turned to roughing, actually, maybe it can be 10% of or maybe 20% of my tool diameter. This is the 2 millimeters. And then we can turn to actually entry motion. It can be off. This is only finishing process, and our depth cut can be cancelled. And then we're gonna see that's kind of toolpath here. Actually, while you are creating that kind of operation, and don't forget to add this part, we are creating and some pocket toolpath. And when we create that kind of toolpath actually for this one, maybe after the pocketing process, we're gonna see the sum and the balls here. So after that process, if you use 20 to 10 millimeters, so you're gonna see there's some actually and problem here on that wall. So you also need to be careful about that kind of stuff here. So we need to maybe and turn to the wireframe, and then we can turn to the transform, and then chain, and then we need to select this chain, and then we just need to offset that chain and it's a maybe 6 millimeter. So this is the half of to my diameter. So when I am turned to this progress, we can turn to the chain and select this chain and delete it and use the right mouse button and add new one. So we just need to add this one. So after that perspective, actually, that is going to be my finishing process, and that's going to be, oops, that's going to be my roughing process. You can see that, and my finishing process is here. So this is roughing, actually, okay? This is the roughing, and this one is my finishing process. So that part is gonna help us and about my actually and the wall problem. Okay. Yeah, if you also would like to be careful about and that stuff, you can also create an extra contour toolpath here. For example, I can create extra tool as a contour toolpath here, and then maybe we should select in this chain, and then we can also use the that tool. We can start from here to here, and it can be 0, and then we can reach at that point. And we can also use the 2 millimeters for roughing, and then this is the lead in and lead out process can be selected. And then after that, we're gonna get and perfect toolpath actually. So that's all about our and actually 2D options. We can select all of them and save our file, and then we can turn to actually and verify options here. Of course, before that, we should also create our stock, but at that point, it's going to be created automatically. And then we can hit that button. There is some problem here maybe, but that's about actually, yeah, it's okay. Let me cancel it. And then we can turn to here. Oops, sorry. We can turn to here and properties and stock setup. Okay, that is actually created as a and rectangle. We can also turn to the wireframe. So here we need to turn back to 3D after selecting our and the solid model, and that's gonna create it automatically. So that's gonna be my stock setup. And I also and see there's some problem for that drilling process. This is the pack drill, as you remember. We need to change to my tool to see the good solution actually. So this is my distance actually. This is my diameter. It's okay. It can be 100 and it can be 80, and then we just need to hit an OK button. And then we just need to recalculate our toolpath. Okay, let me turn to verify my solid. And then we can also hit that button. We can also hit this button, and we can also hit that button to see actually final solution. Okay, that's perfect. So everything seems fine right now. After that, we can turn to the actually wrapping process to handle and this stuff. Okay, maybe we should also create some extra 2D toolpaths for this area. It's also possible.